Connor, thank you. We have continuing coverage now at 6:45 of tariffs. There is an idea that's being floated around now the nation's capital. Rebate checks from the money coming in from those tariffs.
Our Scripps News Group's Joe St. George has what the idea could mean for you and your wallet.
Well, remember those stimulus checks from a few years back, the federal government depositing a few $100 in your bank account during COVID-19? Well, a similar idea has been introduced in Congress, not because of a global health emergency, but because of the record amount of revenue being brought in through tariffs. Republican Senator Josh Hawley of Missouri has officially introduced this piece of legislation entitled American Worker Rebate Act of 2025. It's based on the belief that the federal government is bringing in a record amount of tariff revenue, and as a result, the American people deserve a cut. In June, for instance, the federal government reported a new tariff revenue record of over $26 billion. That is quadruple the amount from the same month last year. Even more tariff revenue appears to be on the way, with President Donald Trump announcing new tariff rates for European countries in recent days.
I think it's great that we made a deal today instead of playing games.
Here is how the proposed tariff rebate plan could possibly work. According to Senator Hawley's legislation, $600 per adult and child would be deposited by the Treasury Department into Americans' bank accounts. Individuals making under $75,000 a year and couples who file their taxes jointly and make under $150,000 would qualify. Those earning more would receive a reduced payout. The amount could even increase depending on if tariff revenue booms even more. The legislation is still in its introductory phase, however, with the House of Representatives already leaving Washington until early September, so no formal action is expected soon. Of course, the government doesn't have to give the newfound money to Americans. Some fiscal conservatives have suggested the money could help pay down the nation's debt, or even help pay for President Trump's one big, beautiful bill. President Trump himself has already talked about this idea of a possible rebate check back to Americans. Of course, many economists say that tariffs are a form of a tax and that inflation will tick up in the coming months because of all of these new tariff rates. Inflation was a bit higher in June compared to May, although still under 3%. Joe St. George, Scripps News Group, Washington.